boy, a tumble's not going to keep it in bounds. The disc all the way here in our tent. It's pretty great. A little bit of a
I love that bid by
souvenir
Adams.
even.
She's such an athletic player. Recently announced on the New Zealand women's team, and quite a few players from Zodiac as well, the women's masters team. And the disc goes high.
Received by Parker, pushing towards far sideline, but eaten by Abby Liddell. Wolf Wolf looking a little bit slow to really initiate that switch to defense. Amato with the disc, goes back to Liddell as Bradley applies pressure on the defense.
Gooden coming under, providing that support.
And Parker gets a touch. It's going to go back to the hands of Zodiac.
She's such a tenacious player, Parker. She's got a lot of intuition about where the disc will be on the field. And yeah, just great read there. Great touch. Disc goes up. And, but miscommunication. We see hands going down. Hands going down indicating that for WOOF, just to slow down the tempo of things. We don't want to rush. We're in the finals, and the last game, I think, might be in people's minds with a lot of the energy and urgency. Great reception there by Martel. She's looking for the strike cut. Oh, some contacts, I think, on both players. But yeah, the disc went up, flies out of bounds. Looks like the consideration there, but great spirit, no call. I think it's really great to see energy right off the bat. Both teams just picking up the intensity. This is the finals. This is what we're here to see. But also, Liddell slowly walking to the disc. We're seeing deep breaths from players trying to slow down that heart rate, just slow things down. Adams recognizing the poach, just noting the importance of. Oh, great. Noticing the importance of cutting off of that. If there's a poach in one area, it means there's an open player elsewhere. Great receipt by Liddell as she takes to the skies to tear that down. She's throwing some shoulder fakes as she's sussing options. A great inside out. That's to the high side. Upwind. They needed that, and the disc goes high. Nice pickup in the end zone by Adams. And Adams, Liddell point. First one on the board for the finals here as WOOF goes up 1-0. It looked like the Adams-Liddell show as they were giving and going, creating that movement. And I think I really liked the assist as she launched it downfield. But unfortunately, in the last game, we definitely saw Euphoria, the Opens team from Auckland, plagued by a few trailing discs as they launched them deep into the end zone. The wind just trailing them a bit farther than they meant to go. So awesome to see Adams recognizing that, doing a really great job of reading, showing her experience and cleaning that up, putting the points on the board for them. Also love to see, WOOF as a community. So Dunedin represented here. They've done so much good work. It's an awesome team of young, upcoming talent. A lot of players who are playing in the university scene with University of Otago, and then a lot of experience as well. Leg there with the pull, and she has got such poise, such a range of throws under her, and it's such a diverse team. I love the energy, but also the trust in that everyone on the team makes a difference. Yeah, so great to see them here. Valenti chasing it down on the break side. Also, a nod to Zodiac in a lot of ways, a really diverse, similarly team in a lot of ways, a young and upcoming talent as well as a lot of tenure, a lot of experience. Players like Parker, Mocker, also coached by Zev Fishman. Just so much knowledge that they're bringing to round out the talent on the team as well. I love to see them both, and this matchup, such a strong matchup between these both powerhouses of women's clubs in the finals. Leg swinging to the low side to Altenberg carry. It looks like there was a pick downfield. Not to knock Noor Osman's speed on the disc, but could have potentially impacted the reason why there was so much separation between her and her defender. So the disc will go back to Altenberg carry. Still determine just kind of where the disc was, where people should be. Looks like WOOF in a side stack here with 3 handlers back. super carry. Finding
Simmons.
a downfield option. Nice continuation.
To Zamri. Marked by Kane. Tries to fake the offhand backhand. Has to lose yards. Going for leg.
Looking for Gooden. Nice safe swing. Leg looking at options. A bit of a stagnant stack downfield. Not much happening. Engaging her reset. Nice safe throw to Liddell. Liddell also assessing options. A lot of swinging right now. Great cleanup by Leg.
Great early call by Bartle that disc was up, but we're going to see an injury call made as well.
And I hope she's okay. Maybe just a slip. Just going to take some time. Oh, hard to see this in the final. Maybe a cramp. She's still got a smile on her face. It seems like it might just be a cramp. Remember to hydrate at home, folks. Also for players on the field here, eat your bananas, get your electrolytes, and hydrate.
I mean, if there's any game to cramp up in, it's probably better to be the final, knowing that you don't have anything to do afterwards except maybe catch a plane home.
We've got Abby Liddell on the field now, replacing her, so the Liddell sisters back, handling Liddell. Finding Simmons downfield. And similarly, they're struggling to find options. Liddell taking to the skies to bring the disc in. Nice cut downfield, but there's a little bit of stagnance. Liddell to Liddell.
High blade is going to be touched by Parker, but not enough. And that's going to be a great score there.
Carey cleaning up. She's such a tall player. You say you can't teach height. And you know, those forehand rounds, especially when they're going to the high side, the wind's coming from that direction, so the wind just catching it and carrying it a little bit further.
2 points now to WOOF over Zodiac. A little bit unanswered, so that's one hold, one break. Zodiac yet to put anything on the board. Zeng, Aisha, Mercer, Parker, Johnson.
So we see Fishman down on the Zodiac side. He's offering feedback, advice, thoughts to the players on the field, looking to put their first point on the board right now. Similarly, down the opposite end, Liddell with disc in hand, and all the players from WOOF listening in on how they can support their teammates from the sideline.
Zeng to pick up and initiate early, finds Aisha middle field, but it drops out of her hands. WOOF with an opportunity now to widen up the scoreline even further. We have Ursum to pick up and initiate, marked by Owl. Chandran with a cut, looked off because Aisha was just playing too aggressive defense. Parker getting a hand out in front.
What a throw!
Inside shot, and it's gonna be a score.
What a throw, Blair!
Huge!
And celebration is
just phenomenal. What a great play.
But it looks like Abby Liddell calling a timeout for her team. So they've just put another one up on the board, or maybe she was echoing it from Zodiac.
I suspect she might have been echoing that from Zodiac.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I mean, you've mentioned throughout the tournament as well, 3 seems to be that magic number. The moment that a team gets 3 unanswered points, they're doing something right. You're not doing enough to match it. And so it might be a case of, hey, what adjustments do we need to make? One of the key themes, the undercurrents of the entire tournament so far has been which teams are going to be able to adjust to recognize what is and is not working for their opposition and to put something together, a plan in place to swing the pendulum in the other direction.
And if you sometimes you can see it, if you feel like you're down a few points, if you haven't warmed up enough, this is absolutely the time. In the first 3 points of the game, if you're down, you're like, right, well, that was the warm-up. Cool. Now we're playing. You know, it's still game to half, but you go into this point, you're at 0-0. You shake off the cobwebs, shake off that beginning. You know, 3 points is fine, and then you stop it there. So Fishman recognizing that, his team recognizing that, implementing that, putting players on the field, shaking it off. Right. The wind picks up a little bit. We might see some zone coming out actually with these pick up gusts that, you know, adding to difficulty with throws on the field. But yeah, cobwebs off. This is Zodiac's point on offense. Meanwhile, WOOF out here looking to continue the points on the scoreboard.
And so Zev Fishman, the coach for the Zodiac team, taking the field to just give them a last few words of pep. We've got Parker, Ing, Murray, Martel, Bradley, Dinglassen, and Hahoff.
Just reporting back from Leg on the sideline. She called that injury, and we're getting thumbs up. I know she was smiling. I'm not sure if it was a cramp because it looks like she's getting her ankle taped by the physio. But with the taping, with the smiles and the thumbs up, it looks like hopefully we'll see her back on the field in a few points' time.
So Dinglassen giving the signal to Brick. We're going to bring the disc to center field. Put in immediately. Ing with a great touch to it. But it's Bradley who comes down with it after the bobble, puts it out to near sideline, can't get it to the hands of the intended receiver. It's going to be Becky Liddell with the disc now.
A lot of pressure on the disc. So here's Zodiac in a transition zone, something that they may have discussed when they were on the sideline there, but a transition zone, just recognizing, as I mentioned, with the wind picking up, Altenberg carry on the low side, swinging back to Liddell.
The zone doing what the zone needs to do. It's Martel Murray up the front of that zone, and Ing applying a lot of aggressive pressure. It's going to generate that turnover. Bradley signaling for the stack to form on her.
You know, tricky. When it's windy like this, throws need more power on them. They need more touch. And
with a great read.
Aside from making it more difficult to throw, it does make it more difficult to catch if a laser's coming at your hands as opposed to a softer pass. Harhoff with the disc.
Marked by Collier, but Harhoff's able to get one up.
Adams with the disc and the defensive play. A close zone. There's a lot of closeness of Zodiac players around the disc. They've opened it up a little bit more. Oh, hammer over the top. Love to see it to Adams. She's been receiving hammers all tournament. Such safe hands.
Elfberg carry working with.
Nice movements.
And it's still an option before the zone's able to set. Decides to push to the midfield, looking for Becky Liddell, putting a big shot up. Harhoff goes up for it over the top of Collier. They're not going to be able to bring that one down.
Great positioning by Harhoff there. Yeah. And that's the role of the deep. She did her job perfectly there. It's your job to be in that deep space, and when the disc comes up into your area as a threat, you knock it down. Perfectly done. Oh, nice look to Martel. Unfortunately overthrown. Bradley and Martel, two other players here on the Zodiac team who will also be representing Aotearoa New Zealand and the Women's Masters team at the upcoming World Championships later in November this year.
Eltenberg carry back to Liddell. Another hammer over the top. It's going to be another completion at Simmons. Sideline to Adams.
Some miscommunication, I think, between Altenberg carry and Adams, but it's all good as they clear it up before the catch. Liddell swinging up one to her sister, Abby Liddell.
Nice little give go there as Parker puts it in. A hammer looking for Adams.
Adams!
Not in.
It was such a great catch, though.
A crossfield shot looking for Chandran.
When you
looks like that one's going to be in.
This space, so just recognizing that throw, it was a little bit dangerous because she threw it up. It was floaty. However, in this situation, I think it was perfect, and that's just because there was space and time and a lack of defenders in the area. So while it was floaty and in the air, when there's a lot of people under it, that can be dangerous. But because there were just two WOOF players in that vicinity, I think a great decision, great execution, and great take.
So we're going to see WOOF up by 4 now. So far, unanswered by Zodiac's offense.
So right now, up to Zodiac to, stop the movement. I think WOOF displaying great poise. Good to see, again, Leg back on the field with disc in hand. WOOF displaying great confidence and poise, moving the disc where they need to on the field. And when it does go high, I would like to see Zodiac attacking those just a little more. The 50-50s up in the air, but thus far WOOF doing a great job of bringing them down. and moving it despite the pressure cross-field wind.
Oh, you can already see the strength of the wind as it bobbles the disc there on that pull. It's going to be Zhang, Mercer, and Valenti as our back handlers. Mercer on a great upline cut.
Nice catch by Parker.
Parker in that midfield. Up to Ford.
Parker looking for the strike, clearing out Ford. Another Masters player assessing options.
Zhang with the disc in the end zone.
What a deep Bridget leg! Is she okay? I see the limb coming out of that. It is painful to see, but also so epic to see her leaving it all out in the final like that.
We're seeing, that same transition zone.
Nice movements.
One pass to break through it. We find Ursum. Roxburgh looking for Ursula, but can't connect.
Yeah, just a misrelease. Mercer looking for options, engaging the resets.
Mercer to Valenti.
Valenti assessing options. Looking for Ford.
Can't connect as Paige Cooper-Smith gets the pressure on as well.
A strong cup. It's a scary place to be as a handler, but no issues in moving it wide.
Amato across the leg now as that same transition zone gets stuck in. Johnson up front, applying a lot of pressure. Lets the near side go, and Amato isn't going to be able to get both hands to it.
A tragic drop followed by tragic drop. You hate to see that, but we have Zodiac with another opportunity in the end zone to clock one up. Look at that connection, and it's there!
Zhang is going to put one on the board. Those handler strike cuts, such a threatening weapon, particularly as you get very, very close to the end zone. So Zodiac 1 against WOOF's 4. We are 18 minutes into our 90-minute game.
And I love that connection. Song with such solid hands in the end zone. She makes that strike look. Defense just a step behind, and great recognition by Mercer as well, recognizing her teammate. Striking up, defense out of position as Zhang sees it into her hands, hops into the end zone. Good footwork as well, recognition of where the line is and where she needs to be to put the points on the board. Discussion on both sides. So Zodiac now on defense. I have a strong feeling they might run the zone again.
It's a good call. Looking at the conditions, we've got such a strong wind now starting to gust up towards the end of the second day. The final match of our tournament, the final match of the season for both of these teams. From the far side of your screen towards the north side of your screen. So near side, not north. It's really, really hard to tell directions when you don't know how we're oriented. We're going to see Aisha with the pull for Zodiac. Oh, what a great pull to touchdown.
Great place.
On the low side as well. So it's going to be a struggle for WOOF to use the width of the field.
Yeah, WOOF looking off that high side swing immediately, which is concerning. And it goes up. Liddell can't reel it in. She's done that so many times. They've relied on her to take to the skies. Ow,
looking for Ing. Liddell gets a touch.
She jumps so high. Her vertical jump is so impressive. We've got Becky Liddell picking the disc up, joined by Altenberg Carey, also handling. In the meantime, WOOF in a vertical stack downfield, match defense.
Collier with a great cut, peeling off the back of the stack, out in front.
Backhand force to the downside, unsurprising. And struggling to find options. Well put into space, though.
Huge layout there to keep it alive for Liddell.
She's showing her skills on display. Tough to chase that down, though. The trailing edge chase. You're trying to make up ground on a disc that's floating away from you actively. But impressive effort by Altenberg Carey. Also just, Liddell putting it all out on display. She's taking to the sky, she's taking to the ground.
Got Hahoff with the disc now, looking for Aisha on an upline cut, decides to inside break through to Ing over the far sideline. Tumbles from the hands of Tinas to give the disc back to WOOF. It's going to be Becky Liddell, supported by Altenberg Carey. We're probably going to see that same initiation from Collier. Looked off in favor of a reset to Altenberg Carey, can't get away with it.
I love that decision making by Liddell, great communication. Yeah, an unfortunate bobble. Karhoff picking up the disc. It looks like there's a pick on the field. Mocker recognizing, yeah, it's a bit of congestion on the field. So players now discussing where they were, where the disc should go to, if Mocker's catch and that throw and that catch impacted the play at all. If players that is stopped before that happened, or if the disc should stay. Looks like it might be staying with Mocker.
Makar to Al. Becky Liddell aggressive on the mark. Zamri able to shut down Hahoff until we get the little spin high shot. No, Zamri is gonna say no.
Zamri with the D. Oh, nice slicey open side throw. She's got such speed on her. Zamri faking options. And there's been a call, it looks like. Thumbs up from Liddell downfield. It looks like it's ready for the disc to be tapped in, and the disc is live.
Simmons fakes the backhand towards the near sideline as Bradley looks to close down that channel. Altenberg Carey keeps it in. Aisha aggressive on the defense.
Engaging Liddell, who's opting for the around. Nice put by Altenberg Carey, creating that break. Liddell continuing that. Oh, nice.
Great defensive pressure by Tinas to keep that out of the hands of Ogilvy.
Love to see that Tinas before, you know, she's frustrated with the drop, but making that defensive play. Ing looking for Mocker deep. Mocker with some incredible positioning, finding her way under the disc and dishing to Au for the points.
Great work there by Zodiac to tighten it up just a little bit. It's only a 2-point game now. 24 minutes into our 90-minute match for the final of our 2024 Division 2 New Zealand Ultimate Championships.
And a really well-deserved point there by Zodiac. They really worked for it. I loved the defensive play that Tinas made, creating that turnover. You know, the beautiful throw that Ing put up, looking deep, finding Mocker, the positioning by Mocker, followed by that dishy and the awareness to continue that throw. Every single play is exactly what you'd expect to see in the finals of Division 2. You know, the training, the experience, and the work, the effort coming through. Nice points.
And so we're going to see the Zodiac come down on defense one more time.
We've got disc in the hands of Mercer. Such a weapon on the field. I think I use this term quite a bit, but definitely a multi-tool of a player. She's been so strong in the handler space, but also such a more formidable threat when she's cutting or deep, just showing all-around skills in every position. Also with the pull, I think a really intelligent pull is she opens up the face of the disc to the wind so it can carry it a little bit farther. Leg picking up, and we see a zone downfield.
Martel, Bartel, and Au in, getting stuck in.
Nice, slicey throw by Leg through the middle, finding Adams.
To Ursum now.
Great catch, finding Leg again in the middle of the field. Oh, beautiful look to the high side.
Puts one across to Amato, putting the big forehand up. Snatched out of there by Adams. To Ursum near sideline, looking to swing back via leg. Ursua with a big fake.
Nice.
Au with the denial. And a great play by Amato to try and get that one down. There's going to be no call, so. But also Zodiac offense a little bit slow to sort of get to the disc and initiate, so maybe just taking their time. We've got Ford now with the disc, engaging Mercer.
I love that shimmy cut.
Overthrowing the upline.
Misexecution gives WOOF another chance. Ursum picking up with Martel on the mark. Nice movement off the bat, finding leg. Just looking for options before finding the swing.
Ursua now goes around, finds Ursum. Amato trying to make herself available, decides to go leg near side instead. We're in range. She's going to put something up. Could tell it was going to happen.
I love that. I love that. Leg running it right now, finding Ursum in the end zone for the point. And shifting back to that throw that Leg put up, it was, I mean, a high air, low probability throw. It was an upside, throwing to the high side of the field. It was a forehand blade. And when you're throwing into the winds like that, it has so much more likelihood of turning over. So I just want to comment on the confidence, but also the execution and releasing that. And the reason it was a blade and she released it like that was so it could come down. We'll see that one more time, exactly where she wanted it to. So well placed in the safe hands of Adams. Also just commenting on her abilities as a receiver. Always such safe hands behind the disc. And that's exactly what they needed to do to break it open and score the point. So while it was a tricky throw, I just think a comment, a nod to the technique and the skill behind which Leg threw that throw.
What a fantastic point there.
So we have WOOF again coming out on defense.
Liddell with the disc.
Launching it downfield. And WOOF still coming down. We've been seeing them in match defense. And I think they've been doing really well with that. I think it's a good decision for them. Valenti right now.
Pressured by Chandra.
What an inside. Oh, what a bid. Oh,
huge bid there by Kane, but it's not going to be enough.
No. Liddell with the disc.
Augsburg carry, there is the option. Johnson aggressive on defense.
Finding Liddell downfield.
Goes up over Parker, comes down with it.
I love the shoulder fakes that Liddell's using to throw to her sister Liddell. What recognition!
Gets into the space, eats that one up. Just a great read there, huge play.
Great defense by Zodiac, giving them another opportunity on offense. Valenti taking deep breaths, loosening up her throws. She's got some cannons in the back pocket if she wants them, so potentially loosening up for those. She engages Zung as the defense.
Nice upline cut, putting a big shot up. It's gonna be Liddell. What a layout take by Nisha Johnson.
What a take. What a take, Blair. I love that. I love that. The energy on the field. I mean, great positioning from Liddell. She sees that, she gets a hand on it, but as they say,
catch your D's.
As they say, yeah. Yeah, just such incredible recognition. And Johnson knows that. She knows that the disc isn't dead until it's in the hands of either the defense or herself, you know, or the ground. She's not going to let it touch the ground. Such athleticism, such good recognition, and I think reflexes.
Textbook layout, textbook layout.
Textbook layout, exactly. Straight in front. You're just like Superwoman there. Landing on the chest, arms out in front of her, thumbs up, catching the disc. A great point for Zodiac.
I think just based on positioning, Becky Liddell probably could have caught that one too. So we're going to see Zodiac come back out on defense. It's a 2-point game, 5-3. Still in favor of the side from Dunedin. Coach Zev Fishman just maybe helping to guide the conversation from the players in the field as they decide what they want to do with defense.
Now, Blair, what is game 2? What does hard cap, soft cap look like? What are they playing to? When's half? What's happening with that here?
Some classic finals action. We're anticipating a game to 90 minutes or a game to 15 points, whichever one comes first.
Yeah.
So up by 2, not an insurmountable margin for Zodiac. If they want to stage a comeback, we see a good long pull by Aisha. It's going to be Ursum to pick up and initiate, working with Leg.
Nice.
And
Slicey
Ogilvy.
throws. I love this. In the windy conditions, these handlers, WOOF is showing us, they have those slicey throws. They're not afraid. They're fully capable of moving it to the upside of the field wherever they need. A lot of pressure on the disc, and it's hard with a straight up mark like that. I'm a big fan of this arrowhead formation.
Working through that zone slowly. Tinas, Dinglasen, and Murray as that arrowhead throwing up.
Yeah, and that's what's going to happen with the high side, those tricky throws. When that is an option, yeah, the wind takes it, it pops it up.
And so it's going to give the disc back to Zodiac, who set up a vertical stack, creating a channel on the near and far sidelines. An opportunity here for them to bring it back within 1, because it's within their own offensive half. So it's not a huge length of field for them to get. Johnson with a great undercut. The defense peels off, manages to put one back through to Ford.
Ford assessing the field, launching it deep.
Murray's an option. Liddell gets a touch. It looks like there might be a call made on that one.
Amato. Yeah, all good. Just some conversation about what happened. Leg picking up the disc. Swinging it to the high side. Ursum.
Has to go back to Leg. Zamri cut off by the zone, but decides to go for it anyway.
Looking for good, and is she there?
Not gonna happen.
Without that wind earlier in this tournament, that would have been a catch. You know, that would have been easy. But the wind just carries it a little bit further, making it more difficult. We see Gooden snapping her hands back and forth, indicating she wants comms from the sideline on the disc. Where is the thrower looking? What is the danger space?
Bottle puts it up high. Aisha still gets a hand to it.
I love that. She's been such a pivotal player for Zodiac, such a calm handling presence, accompanied with Ford. Throw goes wide, and the wind's really showing it's having impact in the last turnover, this turnover as well. I think the wind creating slightly more difficult conditions on the field.
Zamri has the disc now. Amato with it, far sideline. Wanted to launch that, you could tell. Ogilvy has it now, facing down the zone. Comes a little wide, tries to find Ursum on a big crossfield, and it's not going to work.
We see Al, she's walking past on the sideline, pushing hands down, indicating she wants to slow down the tempo, slow down the pace. You know, Zodiac is boiling right now with energy, but she knows with her experience, she's telling her teammates, bring it down to a simmer.
Dinglasen also taking a substitution for Ing at this juncture. We're going to see Zodiac to start on defense after that turnover. So the disc is now considered live. We're seeing Aisha approaching, marked by Gooden.
Aisha walking up, and again, I love her poise, her calmness as a handler as she assesses options. Strong defense there, taking away those under options. Tough to take away Tinas as an undercut though. She's so fast. The disc goes up. It's floaty. It's going high. Ing is such.
Oh, I think there was a definite contact call. I would imagine that looked like a strip. So that's going to be accepted, and that's going to be a point for Zodiac to bring it back within 1.
Great spirit. We'll see that one more time by Leg. And you want a receiver like Ing there. She's so good at taking the disc wherever. She's such a strong receiver. It's always going to be in her hands. I don't think I've ever seen her drop it, ever. But also in reading, knowing where it's going to go, she reads it really well. And also great display of spirit by Leg there. I think an important example of the energy, you know, always good to see that defensive pressure. She wants to get that deep, but also good recognition. She says, no, that would have been a point. You know, you had possession, it was a strip.
And so it looks like possible timeout called. We've got full team. Well, maybe not. We don't quite have full team on each sideline, but it's good to see the non-playing team members also just making sure they're dialed in, making sure they're aware of what the sort of desired outcomes for each point are obviously a score is one of them, but in terms of defense, what are the outcomes? Are we looking to take away unders? Are we looking to pressure the deep shots? Where are we looking to apply our intention to best contest their offensive presence?
And I also want to bring attention here to the score. So when this game started, we saw WOOF running away with those first few points. Maybe they were firing more. They were just more energized, bringing it to the field in the beginning. But Zodiac has done such a fantastic job at recognizing that, recognizing what's happening, what they're not doing well, and how to pick that up and improve it. The score now tightening to 5-4. WOOF still in the lead.
Collier with a big hammer. It's not gonna land, despite a great effort by Adam. Zodiac here, we're gonna see Valenti to pick up and initiate. Vertical stack in the middle of the field in there. Probably about 3/4 of the field left to go.
Nor Osman marking Valenti with the disc as she engages Mercer as the resets. Great coverage by Ultimate Carry. Oh, nice agility. It's such a slicey cut by Parker.
Valenti on a great upline, puts one through to Al.
I love this movement.
A laser show through for a one-handed take to tie the game by Bradley.
Yeah, some marking pressure by Adams. She takes out Ao, but Ao's release and you know, pours on the disc there. It's all good, and I love the high five after they both get up. And such a good point for Zodiac. And again, guys, that's another one on the board for them. The score is now tied at 5-5, and this is such a different game than we saw just a few minutes ago when WOOF was just carrying away the score. Zodiac now really coming back. They're making it their own. They're showing they're completely unfazed. You know, I think that's a lot of mental resilience. That's mental toughness in a team. To see them clawing back, you know, doesn't matter what's happening. Again, what can you control on the field? You do that. You control what you can do, and that is to play the best you can.
So, keeping in mind that, as you say, Kelsey, only a few moments ago, the score was 4-0 in favor of WOOF. And now, we've swung it back the other way. It's 5-5, so Zodiac definitely are still fighting this one. But as they say, it's not about the size of the dog in the fight, it's about the size of the fight in the dog. And so we're going to see what kind of offensive pressure WOOF are going to bring down the field as we see Abby Liddell get the signal for readiness. Aisha with a great big pull.
I think we've seen definitely some big plays, definitely some big dog energy. One of their cheers, woof, woof, woof. But also, yeah, definitely some fight. Great positioning by Harhoff, though. You know, they might have fight, but hard to contend with defensive pressure like that. Such good recognition and positioning to generate that turn. Aisha with the disc picking up. Tough place to be on the low sideline. Faking those cuts.
Great take by Tinas to keep that one in hand. Marked by Liddell, goes for the upline.
Nice.
Simmons shutting that one down.
Putting wheels on her feet to zoom ahead and accelerate into that D.
Becky Liddell now on offense, goes cross field, finds Ursum. Abby Liddell, what a grab. Marked by Ing. It's a great matchup, but she gets the forehand away. Finds Simmons, marked by Aisha.
Oh, a nice release. They're really doing a great job of moving it, of throwing the insides. I think something Zodiac could recognize, no doubt they have, but the insides up the line on the high side. Becky Liddell fighting to get open and opening up the open side. Just goes wide.
I think Makar may have got a touch on that one, actually.
Now starting to stack as Johnson streaks deep.
Lee with the disc. Marked by Ogilvy. Goes back to Harhoff. Winds up a big shot. Goes for the little cheeky little inside break, and it comes wide over the near sideline.
Normally that would work. Especially, I mean, I've talked about it. I'm just such a fan of Ing as a receiver.
But with the amount of wind that we've got coming towards.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It adds a little bit more sauce on top of the delicious meal she served, that delicious throw she's serving.
Tinas shutting down that upline cut from Liddell, but Ogilvy gets the second bite at the apple as Lee applying pressure on the mark. Can't stop the forehand to Chandran.
Harhoff. Liddell finding the disc up the sideline.
Upwind hammer, question mark?
Oh my gosh, I wouldn't put it past her head.
A pick has been called. We're not going to get to find out. Ing on the mark. So it's just going to be a case of Chandran and Harhoff allowing to retake a position that they would have been in had the pick not occurred.
It just goes up and it fades. So an example, I think, of just having the face of the disc to the wind like that pushes it down. It's a tough throw to balance. Again, the wind just adding that little bit of extra pressure on every throw the players are putting up. Not as much of a challenge for throwers. Again, like Aisha, I'll sing her praises all day. Such a calm presence in the back of the field, centering immediately to Harhoff. Callahan territory, which Chandran recognizes!
Not able to grab it. Oh, goodness gracious, but it's a necessary turn, and it's going to give WOOF an opportunity to call in isolation or something. We're seeing Ursum to pick up and start us off.
Oh, I love
Inside break for a score. Liddell over Ing. It's going to put WOOF back on top. The score is now 6-5 in a game to 15. We're going to take a halftime break at 8 points. The first team to reach 8 points. We are still 2 WOOF scores away from that, or potentially, and 3 Zodiac scores away from it.
Ursum doing such a fantastic job of recognizing that, and I love her consistency in that handling space. As part of the consistent handling line that WOOF keeps putting out, I think doing such a great job along with the speed and support of the cutters downfield. Yeah, big fan of how they're scoring these points. It's a pleasure to watch. Leg with the disc. And Zodiac coming out on offense. And I love this line we're seeing. There's, again, that classic mix of experience and youthful energy, players from all different levels coming together to create such a strong offensive line here for Zodiac.
Bianca Mercer to pick up, working with Valenti in that almost horizontal stack. It's Parker now. Bradley as an option.
Great take by Bradley. Nice cut.
She's going to try and finish it off, or look back for Valenti as a reset option. It's not going to come away. The switch to defense made. WOOF with an opportunity to widen up the game again and take them 1 point away from half. It's leg.
Looking at options. Adams fighting to cut under Bradley with really great positioning on defense. Nice break to swing to Altenberg carry.
Great take by Altenberg carry. Mercer puts the close on the throw, but we're able to find that near sideline. Looking up for Adams for the take, and it looks like it might be in, but they haven't confirmed it. Looking for Ursua, and that's going to be the score.
One thing I love about Ursua's cut right there is so often in the end zone, the way the disc is turned, you make that great cut, you're right on the line, and 1, 2, maybe even 3 of your unmarked offenders are in that space, and they're running, they have their backs to you, and you're trying to put it into space so it can curve around, and that's often when we've seen the turnovers happen. What Ursua did here that was different was she ran and then turned her entire body around, so that Adams was actually throwing to her face, not her back or her side, and it made it such a clean continuation throw. Really great recognition. We'll see that one more time. Ursua turning. So again, throwing to her face, I really liked the way she did that, made it a much safer continuation.
It also highlights one of the key things about end zone defense, which is a player with the disc can't score a point. What we saw there was both of the Zodiac defenders really adhere to Adams as the threat, even though you can't walk with the disc, you can't make a score by yourself. So Ursua making that cut, one of those defenders maybe should have peeled off, or even both of them, just to try and shut down the actual scoring opportunity. But WOOF now up by 2, hoping to take half here.
Aisha picking up, Aisha forward back. I love that dynamic duo handler combination. Vertical stack from Zodiac Johnston with the disc on the high side of the field.
Great cut there by Nisha Johnson. Looks back, finds Aisha, can't get it to forward because the pressure from Zoe Simmons is a lot, but Ing gets involved. Marked by Liddell. Ooh, a great pressure defense there by Roxburgh, managing to get a drop, generating that turn.
But again, if that's how turns are going to happen, I want to see more of it, because it's good decision making, good execution. It's just these little bobbles. Next time, that's going to be a catch.
A huge layout to try and keep that alive is going to give that to Zodiac, though. Aisha approaching the disc to be marked by Collier. Johnson again with a great cut and keeping it off the turf. Parker's open, but Liddell looks like he gets a touch, but there's going to be a foul called.
Parker taking some time to get up. Oh, and I hate to see that. She's such a force with her quickness, her acceleration. I'm such a fan of her agility as well. It makes her such a challenging player to mark downfield. An ankle sprain, and it's always concerning when that happens, when your ankle goes over and you just don't know how bad it is, because initially the pain, it hurts. So hopefully something she'll be able to shake off.
So just waiting for a resolution on the call as well.
Out to take her place on the field, clearing out, Ing with the disc marked by Liddell. Looking for Ford, striking
and a pick has been called. So it looks like Simmons was prevented from pursuing Au by the positioning of Collier and Aisha. The cut that Au took maybe tried to take them through the pair of Collier and Aisha and just didn't work. But there's Au with the disc now, and it's going to be a bobble.
Yeah, no, that breaks my heart. I really like that decision as well. I think it was a great move, just tough. Just a tough drop. Right with the disc. Looking for Liddell, fighting to get open past Ing.
Finds Simmons in center field as Au closes down. Chandra with a great cut. Ford can't get a hand to it. Chandra looking downfield, decides to look off Roxburgh.
What a mark by Ford. She's taking away options.
That's Ursa with a laser show, but it's going to touch ground.
And that's the same issue that Abby Liddell had earlier, I think, when she was looking for the other way around, looking for Ursula, where when you're focusing, when you're exposing the face of the disc to the winds like that, it just pushes it down. You need to have a little more oomph, a little more float, tip the nose up, because otherwise it's going to just push it down.
And so with the game as close as it is right now, huge run through by Zoe Simmons. The team that adapts to the conditions the best, the team that changes what they're doing in response to the wind is going to be the one that walks away. It's a timeout called by Legg.
Good shot. I think, great shot by Bridget Legg. Showing that, there have been a few turnovers. This offers them just the chance to settle, to focus in. Thus far, I think WOOF has been playing really strongly. Zodiac has been crawling, just like scraping away at that scoreboard, putting some really, really good points on the board. But I think Legg recognizes here that if WOOF can score, they can take half, and taking half is massive.
Yeah, not only being up by 3, but also the psychological advantage of being the ones to put up a punctuation mark on the first half is the big thing.
Yep, absolutely.
It's something that a lot of teams talk about, particularly in sort of early stages in the tournament, where every game is important but doesn't have as high stakes as something like a final. They talk about winning a half. You can lose a game but win the second half. If it's 8-1 at half, for example, and you manage to pull it back to 13-12, for example, you've won the second half, and it's one of those things that a lot of teams try and talk about to remind themselves, hey, we have the ability to play and only concede, say, 5 points for every 12 that we score. So, I mean, we could take as example that last game that we had when it was Euphoria versus NAS. The score was at one point 14-10, and just over time, NAS were able to chip away at it, which was great to see. So I would say they definitely won both halves of that game and came away with the victory. So for an instance like this, WOOF really want to put away this first half. They want to win the first half and carry that momentum into the remainder of the game so they can walk away with the gold medal.
I think an important point to remember, Blair, that you addressed, there's also that the number of points that you play to in an Ultimate Frisbee match is, I want to say it's arbitrary, it's not entirely arbitrary, but it can change. And if in that game, 14-10, the score had been, the final score, if it had gone to 13 instead of 15, it would have been, it could have been a different outcome. We will never know, but, with the score of 14-10, it was different. So here, it's important to remember, if it's only a game to 1, it can be a game to 1 every single point. Keep your goals in mind. Obviously, you're looking to win, and it's a game to 15. But in the moment, you're just trying to score that 1 point. You're just trying to do the best you can, maintain possession, make the cleanest throw, make that connection. So how can you do that?
So the disc is about to be checked in. We see an isolation there from Ursum on the upline, but the zone from Zodiac is going to be enough to shut that down. We decide to go back instead to Simmons, putting a laser beam straight through to Rose. Ursum finds Liddell on the far sideline as the zone closes the jaws.
I want to also touch on, in the zone, when you're in the cup, the worst thing that can happen in the cup is to be thrown through. You want to tighten it up, so if there's passes being made,
Great grab there, huge snatch. Well done by Hannah Au to take that one away.
Water doesn't flow through cups, and similar, you don't want the cup to be broken open, you don't want cracks with the Frisbee slicing through. But great job there on team, and now we have another turn.
Huge run through D, you can see that happening as Ing looked to kind of slow down through the cut, but Liddell didn't. Swings to leg on the near sideline, back to Liddell, taking yards, half a meter at a time, 1 or 2 steps.
Nice job.
Roxburgh with the disc as Johnson closes the jaws of the zone, but it's leg back to Liddell. Ursum here on the near sideline. We've got Simmons again as an option as we see Liddell go for the give-go. Somehow manages to try and chip that one through, but Martel comes up with it. Looks back, and it's going to be Au. Aisha trying to pressure the upline, manages to get it over Chandran, but nothing develops in the downfield space. Looking for Ing. There's a little bit of contact there. Leg can't stop it. Au getting closed off by Simmons.
Look, it just floats, and again, that's the wind at play there. Seeing the disc to the ground, it's hard to read when the disc goes high, you don't know what's going to happen. The lower the disc is to the ground, generally the less impact the wind has on it. So when it goes up high, it just makes it so much more challenging. Disc on the high side of the field, WOOF has done a really good job of moving it up there. Gives you a lot more field to work with and less impact from the wind.
And again, it's good to see as well that WOOF are aware of the conditions. They're trying to minimize the amount of loss they have towards the near sideline, considering that's the direction of the wind that's going. Where possible, we see them trying to push towards the far sideline where the wind is going to give them the most wiggle room to pull a score down just like that by Roxburgh as we take half. WOOF 8 over Zodiac 5.
What a throw.
Turns out I'm allergic to good ultimate. WOOF up by 3. They're going to take that first half. And so we are going to be back with you after a short break for the second half, the final half of the 2024 New Zealand Ultimate Championships Division 2. My name is Blair Monroe.
I'm Kelsey Bielik.
And we will be back with you very soon.
See you guys soon.
Are we in the running for Spirit?
Welcome back to the final half of the 2024 Division 2 New Zealand Ultimate Championships here at Bob Deans Field in Hagley Park in Ōtautahi, Christchurch. My name is always Willem Garnier. I'm joined in the booth by Kelsey Bielek.
Hi.
And this is a great match so far. We've just seen WOOF take half and having the advantage of playing offense for the first point in the second half. They have a chance here to widen the score even further. So this is going to require a lot of defensive aggression from Zodiac in order to shut that down.
Blair, as you were just saying, incredible position for for WOOF right now. Just cleaning up half and now coming out on offense. This is exactly what they wanted. I know Leg called the timeout going into that last point. They cinched it, and now great place to be starting to have Zodiac giving a lot of defensive pressure. Parker cutting off that undercut. Defensive pressure. Liddell slicing it downfield.
Johnson nearly getting a touch on that one. But Zamani has the disc now marked by Tines. Goes to Becky Liddell, who takes 2 bites to bring it down. Slips straight through legs, goes to knee slide to try and get it in hand. It's not going to be the one. We're seeing Mercer to pick up the disc marked by Ogilvy.
Nice to see the sliciness of this. What in a round.
What in a round backhand. Immediately into a corker of forehand, but it's going to peel over early. A great attempt by Parker to keep that one alive, and it's not going to come away. So WOOF have the disc yet again. A long field ahead of them.
Throw? How do you defend that? How do you defend that?
I've been a Bianca Mercer truther since day one.
I
constantly say,
out there,
I mean,
you ain't got nothing. He's been since day 0. Day 1. He's been seeing it.
Bianca Mercer has played in the Opens division and in the women's division and in the mixed division. Constantly, just always exceeds expectations, especially with a round throw like that. Hahoff has it now marked by Leg. We see Parker trying to make that early cut. It's not going to happen. Instead, finding Ows, threading through to Johnson for the score.
Beautiful. What were we saying when this point started about WOOF being in a good situation and Zodiac having to dig deep? I feel like they weren't. It looked like the way they were playing was just a shallow little, little puddle. They were digging deep. They made it look easy.
There was an opportunity for WOOF. And like I said, though, Zodiac needing to play aggressive defense, and that's exactly what they've done. The wind is picking up quite a lot to try and close out our tournament, just to keep things a little bit interesting, a little bit spicy for the folks watching at home, but also those watching from the stands on the field. Our players taking the field, trying to combat the conditions as well as each other, keeping their emotions in check while keeping their passions high. And so that wind is predominantly from the far side of your screen towards the near side of your screen. You can probably hear it rumbling against our camera microphones. You might be able to even see it in the hairs of some of our players, and the flag standing up on the other side as well as our tent.
Rippling jerseys in the wind. Yeah, so again, coming from the high side of your screen to the low side, the far side of the field to the close, it's a cross-field wind, and we have seen Zodiac again. In the first half, they were playing a fair amount of zone that was working quite well. I think WOOF showing a lot of experience and a great job throwing those slicey throws that we saw even previously with Becky Liddell and Altenberg, throwing on the screen. Here, though, match defense from Zodiac. There's been a pick called on the field. It looks like, as per usual, a bit of a congested stack, and that it did impact the catch.
So it looks like Zeng will be able to catch up to Amato.
So the player, I think the argument right now is that the defense has to be within 6 meters.
3 meters for it to constitute active defense.
There's a violation off of that.
It's a little bit of a lack of clarity. So the disc is now checked in. Now it's live. Zeng applying aggressive defensive pressure there.
Oh, I mean, Liddell is dancing there, but she's getting open from it. And some calls on the mark make me wonder if they're switching the force home and away. I think they are, as we see the force is now up when Liddell chasing the disc down, swinging it into her hands.
Overthrow to Amato. It's going to come down.
Yeah.
It's going to get the disc back to Zodiac and an opportunity to bring it back within 1 if they can do it. They are on the high side. This is a benefit. If they put up a big hug, it's going to peel a lot towards the Nero side of the Onions on the sideline. We can see Bradley looking to cut already. The shot goes up, but Eldenberg carry.
This is not today.
Woohoo! Dikembe Mutombo. Not in my house.
Liddell slicing that. Oh, nice touch on the throw to keep it low, to stop the wind from picking it up and sailing it even farther. She's looking for the dishy, upwind dishy. Now Liddell's losing options. She wants to launch it deep. She's pointing deep, pointing her finger. She's showing the team where she wants to be. Throwing it, opts for the hammer, looking for Altenberg carry.
And finds her.
What?
Signed, sealed, delivered. That is going to take WOOF to 9 points over Zodiac 6.
Wow. Ah, with that movement. I would consider a zone with an assassin to try to take Liddell out of the play there. She's doing such an incredible job of supporting her teammates, moving the disc across the field. Yeah, really great play. Great catch by Altenberg carry, nice movement, good slicey, throws upfield, hands in the wind, confidence. One more time. She's pointing deep. She's directing her team to where she wants to see it and finally gets that deeper option. Opting for a hammer, which again, in windy conditions like this, is a hard throw to make.
It's a choice.
It's a choice, yeah.
The wind really starting to whip up. Ursam with the pole, touching down, rolling a little bit of a skim. It's going to be stopped by Valenti.
Valenti, it's a great place to be picking up the disc in the middle of the field. You have the high and low side to work with, giving the stack a lot of options. Parker coming under on the open side. Great coverage by defense. And nice breakthrough by Valenti there, finding the break side.
Just it goes by way of Murray. Hahoff can't get the separation she needs. Ooh, Parker cleaning up.
This goes up.
Oh, a huge bid by Kane, but it's not going to come down with it.
She is so strong. She's on the ground in the sky. I can't count the number of times I've seen her lay out this tournament. Parker seeing that option. Also, I want to comment on Valenti's throws there. There was really nice defense by WOOF on that open side, covering cut after cut, and Valenti did such a great job of moving it to the break side, of breaking her mark, and giving her teammates the option to cut break to get open. Yeah.
Nice find, Zoe Simmons, and a quick shot through to Cooper Smith.
Oh, Adam Steep!
Ursula has it now.
Yeah.
Goes back around. Hahoff nearly getting a bite of it, but it's leg.
Great example of a deep cut coming under. It's something we talk about. Adams made that deep cut and then gave her all those yards to come under and create that separation from her defender. Fakes the hammer. Ursula engaging her reset leg. Comes open for the around. Nice gainer.
Simmons with a big fake, trying to shift the defense. Goes wide and around. Ursula can't pull it down.
Yeah. Too much dressing for the salad. A little too much spice in those tacos.
A little bit much dip on that chip.
Harhoff picking up. Flag on the mark. Our half accompanied by Valenti, Kane in the downfield, and we've got a horizontal stack.
We're seeing some good triangle cutting patterns. Murray tries to take advantage, but the pressure from Amato maybe and a little bit of the wind is going to cause it to find the turf instead. We're going to see Ursum. Big fake, gets a bite out of Valenti, creates the opening for leg. Cutting so close.
Nice find.
Finds Ursula on that one to take WOOF to double digits. The score is now 6-10, 70 minutes into our game with 20 minutes left on the clock.
Yeah. Yeah, really great pressure by WOOF, and those connections as well that are happening, especially among the handlers, the movement. I wanted to comment on that turnover as well. So, and I've mentioned this in the first half, but when the wind is blowing like this, we've seen obviously it impacts the throws that people put up. But also, when you're putting up a throw in the wind like this, you have to put more touch on it, a little bit more power to slice it through those gusts. And that can make it difficult to catch as well. When the disc is coming into your hand with more power behind it, it can be difficult to reel it in, to hold on to it. So we're seeing that example with the turnover that happened. And something it's more challenging for receivers as well as throwers to make that same beautiful ultimate that we've been seeing throughout the course of this low wind tournament, which is something novel here in Aotearoa, New Zealand. The wind does love this country.
And so Liddell with a nice long, low pull towards the far sideline, touching down in the Zodiac defensive half. Not too far from our halfway mark, though. We're going to see Ford pick up the disc, supported by Zhang, as Zodiac come out in a vertical stack. We see Ing do the first cut.
Nice.
Threads
find.
across to Bradley with a big fake to get a bite out of Upberg carry. It opens up that near side channel. Martel shut down by Collier.
A lot of congestion around the disc. Bradley, what a great decision. She throws a break side throw.
Chantrin snatching it down over Mercer. What a bully move.
But you know, when the stall is high, when you're trying to release, going break is such a great option. A nice release by Bradley looking for that. Collier with the disc.
Zamri with an uncharacteristic fumble. He's going to give the disc back to Zodiac, hoping to bring it back within 3. We see Zhang. Ford's right behind him, but decides to shoot for the long shot. Anyway, it's Johnson.
And that is difficult.
Whipping
difficult. You know, that disc was the same third. We talk about different thirds of the field, and it was coming from right over her head. So she had to do a little spin move to see where it was. Such great body awareness, disc awareness, to understand what was happening and bring it down into her hands. Nice recognition by Zhang as well to see that happen. Trust her receiver. Know that she can throw something like that and her receiver's going to pull it down. I love that point.
Looking at that cut developing too, you can see Johnson just look over her shoulder and then the little, toreadora, my goodness, just using the old red cape, just whipping that away from Liddell.
Yeah. So again, in Ultimate, I mentioned the same third. So if you're imagining the length of the field, we talk about splitting it into thirds. And when you're throwing a huck, you don't want to throw it to the same third. It's difficult when you're running onto a disc to have it coming over your head. Case in point with Johnson, as she turned around to see it in her hands, it's much easier to run onto something, to see it coming and just have that vision to run onto it. So, you know, that's normally what we like to see, what we try to do. However, as I mentioned, Zhang seeing the receiver, if you have that trust and you know it's going to work, we make these blanket rules in Ultimate Frisbee, but regardless, you know, regardless of the rule, I think the thing that trumps all of it is if you can get it and if you can score the point, it kind of goes. Anything goes.
Ursum to leg early as Zodiac now apply the defensive pressure. Comes wide, finds Simmons.
And Zodiac switching their marks, so I think they're forcing middle. Like, what does forcing middle do?
Well, it really depends on the situation, but when you're forcing middle, you're looking to create space within the center of the field. It can often throw off the rhythm and timing of the downfield cuts, as they've done here, because they've managed to generate that turn.
Wow, 2 in a row. She's
Johnson going back to back. Zodiac now, it's a 2-point game as they are 8 under. What a find by Au as well.
Yeah, and I've been talking about this all tournament, and I love how
Johnson,
throwing the cross field, it's such a safe look. It's downwind, it's curving in, and then with the safe hands, the speed, the recognition of that receiver, Johnson creating that space, knowing, also with the thrower, trusting her thrower, knowing that Ao has that throw in her repertoire, can put it up to her. Just such a great find, great point. And with
huge
the
break.
Middle, just to emphasize that further, it creates space in the middle of the field, but what it challenges is continuation cuts. So if normally you cut to the same side as the person who just received the disc, and it can clog that up, stop the continuations, make it harder for the downfield to recognize where they're going, but it also stops a lot of the time with hucks. We see them happening down the sideline, so it really stops a lot of the hucks that come up.
Now, something that I really love about the way Zodiac is playing defense right now is that they're kind of just leaving the players on the field. They're like, you guys are doing a great job. You might as well keep doing it. Despite the fact that we've seen 2 back-to-back scores from Nisha Johnson, she's still just taking the field. Yeah, I'll give it another go.
Okay, Mercer.
Huge pull with a lot of float. I like that hang time, and it's going to give the Zodiac defense an opportunity to really get into good position. Altenberg carry wants to wind up.
Nice mark by Mercer, stopping that huck. Nice mark by Ing as well, really challenging the reset.
Puts through Parker, can't stop it, it's Ursula.
This defense right now. Nice cut by Gooden. And you can hear the echoes, the chorus of home, home, away, 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 just emphasizing that switching mark. Altenberg carry.
Trying to engage with leg, goes back around to Altenberg carry.
Nice movements.
Ursula gets a bite out of Ao, but has to come back around to Altenberg carry. Leg gets shut off by the mark of Bianca Mercer, but it's not going to be enough as we find that good upline and the drive through to Ursula for the score. It's going to be WOOF 11, Zodiac 8.
Beautiful. Oh, WOOF. What a point.
What a point.
You know, there's pressure. I loved that pressure from Zodiac. They were pressuring every throw. It made WOOF slow down, assess what they were doing. But, you know, just such clinical throws. The clean movement, finding the open players. Yeah. This is what we're here for, Blair.
I mean, there are very few places I would rather be than here with you, Kelsey, in the commentary booth to watch this exciting final for the Women's Division, Division 2 New Zealand Ultimate Championships. We're seeing a timeout be called.
No doubt.
No doubt, no doubt. Cool, cool, cool.
Yeah. So WOOF just scored that point. WOOF is up. Zodiac has been on a bit of a run. WOOF can't get complacent. They can't sit back into their seats and watch what's happening. We know WOOF has some tricks up their sleeve as well as some, ability to no doubt, to claw their way back. If the foot's off the gas, they're gonna punish that. So what are they discussing right now in the timeouts?
Well, after that score by WOOF, I'm wondering whether or not they're just gonna have a chat about the efficacy of that switching defense. I mean, it has managed to generate a couple of turns, but then what are they doing with those turns once they've got the disc? Are they able to convert, or do they end up giving the disc back to WOOF? And so it's just about maybe tightening up a few minor things. We're not looking to make large amounts of tweaks. If you try and give a team too much information during a timeout, I want you to change this, I want you to do this, I want you to do this. It's actually just a flood of information, and a lot of it just isn't able to be processed when you've got those high heart rates, when the body is just coursing with adrenaline. And so it's about, I mean, that's one of the benefits of Coach Fishman's teaching background, kind of recognizing that and saying, hey, I'm only going to give a couple of suggestions, let the team come up with how they want to address things, and working from there, which is just absolutely fantastic to see. WOOF, on the other hand, they're up by 3. They know that they've got those real powerful superstars. They've got Rose Ursum, they've got Ursula, they've got the Liddells, they've got Simmons as well.
Yeah.
And so some great players on that field who are just doing a fantastic job of making those connections.
Stoked for this part. Yeah, it's just, I'm hyped up. Yeah, so Zodiac coming out on offense. They've been doing really well in their horizontal stack, creating flow. We'll see if they maintain that, if they continue that. One thing that I've been really enjoying is the handler movements. And such a fan of the handlers on the field right now. It looks like they have 4 back. So switching things up a little bit with a pearl in the middle. Of course, Blair. We could have, should have predicted this. I love this.
Four handlers back with Anisha Johnson in the middle. Goes again. What a take.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Marked by Zambri. Is it going to be enough?
So what they're looking to do here, nice reset, is isolate a player who's firing. She's on, and it's working. You're giving her an opportunity to make it all happen downfield, and this is exactly what you expect and what you want to happen when you run a pearl play.
Ford now with the disc. They're putting it up. Aisha's got it. Not gonna secure it after all that hard work. Just the wind putting in that a little bit of uncertainty. Such great work by Nisha Johnson, just picking apart the WOOF defense there on that one. Just eating up the field as that isolation cutter in the middle of the field over and over again. Just maybe a forced throw towards the end. We're gonna see Amato cut underneath. Zambri as well.
Great coverage by Ford on defense. Great handler mark. Zambri looking for options. A slicey cut makes its way to the ground, an ankle biter in the throw. We want to see those hand biters, not the ankle biters. Harhoff with the disc.
Marked by Chandran now.
Nice.
Finds Ford.
Yeah.
Johnson is getting that separation pretty comfortably. There it is. Not quite able to finish it off just yet. Aggressive contact there. Looks like it's going to be a foul call by Aisha.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting point. I just wanted to comment on that initiating throw from Harhoff to Ford at the front of the stack. It looked like defense was out of position. And again, defense, sometimes when the disc is on the break side, there can be confusion and focus on the break side and marking the break side. It's still so important to remember that the open side is the easiest place to throw the disc. And by just putting it onto the open side of Ford, she was able to pick it up from the front of the stack and continue the disc to where it is now. Disc now at the front of the end zone, there's a violation indicating, I think, that people were moving before the disc was called in. Oh, it goes up. Can Harhoff reel it in?
No, it's going to get the disc back to WOOF with an opportunity to swing back in the other way. Unsurprisingly, it's Liddell to pick up and initiate. Marked by Ing. I mean, it makes sense. She's such a confident handler.
Yeah, it's such a good matchup.
Looking for Adams in the deep space is not going to happen.
Nice movement.
Chandran catches the outside in forehand option. Ursum.
Nice movement, good calls on the field.
What a take by Liddell.
Abby.
She wants Kat Adams to keep going deep.
Oh, I liked that option. Again, with a downwind throw, it's going to drop a little faster than those upwind ones, which are more likely to pop up. But with the wind at its back, just dropping to the ground, Chandran can't reel it in. Ford with the disc. As per usual.
Again.
Engaging. Oh, yeah. There's, looks like
a fake so good. It took out 3 players at once.
Yeah, as well as cutting through really close to the disc, I think, without that separation. It looks like a pick, potentially.
Yeah, hopefully there's no lasting injury on that one. I mean, it's one of those things, like, as good a defender as Zambri is, if Johnson keeps getting the disc, at what point are they going to start having to pull someone else off to help with that assignment?
Yeah.
And what holes is that going to create elsewhere in the brick wall that WOOF are trying to establish here on the field?
Yeah, Johnston doing a really great job of taking the sledgehammer to that wall. She's really working with the team to create a lot of movement. Oh, and it's so nice when you're a handler and there's someone that's consistently open for you there. She's providing a lot of support to the handlers. A lot of availability. Kane with the disc, finding Ing in the middle of the field. What a strong Zodiac line. I love to see this.
Straight through to Johnson yet again.
There, girl, she was there. But yeah, through past the outstretched arms. Was that error on her part, or was that just precision with the throw? Either way, a beautiful point for Zodiac.
It's a score, and a score's a score to bring Zodiac back within 2. It's now 9-11.
What a great point. Oh, what a great game. WOOF now taking the field. They have another opportunity on offense.
Such a good take. What a clean finish to that point.
Now, if I were Zodiac, I would consider running a Pearl again. It worked so well. It's clearly something they've drilled. Oh, and really great to see Parker back on the field. I know she was limping with a little bit of an ankle sprain, but you know, they always happen, right? You sprain your ankle, it twists over, and the pain that comes out of that, and it's always the alarm. Did I really screw up my ankle? Am I going to be out for months, or is this just a minor niggle? So really good to see that she's shaking it off, warmed it up, and maybe, you know, not 100%, but this is when always respect your injuries, respect your body, but if you're going to ever push through it, you know, this is the time to do it, but this is before the off season.
Mercer with the pull as we're coming into the last 5 minutes of the match. Leg marked by Martel. Puts a lefty forehand cross field trying to find Collier, but it finds turf instead. We've got Zhang as Zodiac start out with a vertical stack. Roxburgh on the mark.
Stopping the up line.
Oh, leg with a great attack on that one.
Out of nowhere. Great positioning and awareness on defense. We've got Altenberg carry picking up Parker on the mark, a relatively flat mark, giving the high side an option.
Ursula and Lillian Parker showing that that ankle is clearly still attached.
Yeah,
what
girl,
a touch.
she's there. She's there.
Zhang with a rip, but it's shanking over early. It's going to touch down and roll, which is still going to give Zodiac a lot of defensive territory.
A tough option. I think maybe Zhang was really so stoked about that defensive play as well. She was feeding off of that energy. Just goes up on these high side throws. That's the challenge. Great defense, I think, by Martel as she goes early, causing Leg to also jump early.
Early enough to get 2 jumps at it, which was fantastic.
Yeah.
Mercer losing Ursula on that faked upline cut to get separation.
Oh, nice. Oh, my goodness.
Parker with the one-hand grab.
Mercer looking for the inside. Nice movement from the front of the stack. So now Zodiac is in their end zone, their vertical stack, cycling through the plays. Mercer looking for options. Engaging the reset. What separation! And again, her explosiveness, her agility off the mark. I'm so excited to see her back on the field again. That little niggly injury was just a little niggle. And that's the difference she's making. Parker with the point. We're seeing the fans also cheering on in the stands. No doubt euphoria Auckland players from the last game supporting their Auckland counterparts as they rack another point on the field.
Not sure whether or not a timeout was called, or if a timeout has been called. So the score is now 10-11 in favor of WOOF from Dunedin. We've only got a few minutes left on the clock, so as we hit our 90th minute, we'll explain what that means, what the implication has for the scoreline and for the closing moments of this match.
Nice movement, and again, that give and go. So Mercer assessing the options, looking for the reset, and as soon as she looks, Lillian Parker is there. There was so much separation, and again, that comes from the power from that first step as she drives off the mark. A nice catch in the end zone. All right, so both teams discussing now. There's limited time, limited time to leave your mark on this season. Limited time to show and leave it all out on the field. The score is neck and neck, so whoever can bring that energy, and I think also, most importantly, the precision on offense is the team that's going to walk away with the gold medal. Right now, like, the errors are what we're seeing plague the team, and the defensive pressure from both sides is adding to that, isn't just making that offense harder.
Now this is a crucial moment for WOOF here, as we saw in our open final. The delicate place to be, but also then now on offense. Now as we're a minute and a half left before we hit our soft cap, a score here gives them a bit of a cushion, whereas a Zodiac break is going to make things that much harder.
That would be so exciting. Oh, that would be so exciting. I would be so tense.
How many Universe Point finals do we need in one weekend, Kelsey?
My poor heart. But I love it. You know, that's what we're here for. And it's so exciting to see when clubs are matching up at that level, when they are neck and neck. That's what we're here for, and that's exactly what you want to see. Just a testament to the high-level ability of all clubs in New Zealand Ultimate.
I mean, it's interesting that you mentioned just the fact that your heart can't take it, my heart can't take it. And when we have a look at the WOOF players, they're using the DMT kit, the Dunedin mixed team, but I think we need a little less DMT and a little more EMT, because I'm about to go into cardiac arrest. Just some fantastic plays on both sides of the desk. We're going to see Bianca Mercer with the pull.
I have my first aid certificate, Blair, don't you worry.
I'm glad one of us does.
Abby Liddell to pick up, centering to Urson. A really far back stack, which I think WOOF can definitely play with and support.
Huge high forehand. It's blading early. Who's going to be underneath it?
It's a hard catch to make.
The turf. So it's going to give the disc to Zodiac. They have an opportunity here to tie the game. We've just hit 90 minutes, but that isn't a confirmation. We will wait until we hear the hooter that we've have confirmation that we've hit our soft cap.
Ford taking her time. Now slowly walking up to the disc can give your time a moment to take a breath, a moment to set up. Parker, definitely give her a moment to set up that beautiful cut. Now in the hands of Al. Al launches it deep.
It's coming in low.
Yeah, not so much luck off of the Hucks today. For the moment in this situation, and the wind, of course, making that all the more tricky. Liddell looking at options. Great open side cut from Cooper Smith, but the disc goes to the high side instead. Nice safe handler movement.
Simmons with it now, puts it up, and Ford pulls it down.
Yeah, she does. You can't teach height. She is there.
Shablow.
When you throw a disc into the wall, it's just going to hit the ground. Julia Ford is that defensive wall. She is an option now on offense. Nice.
A little bit too much turnover there is going to find turf.
So WOOF again on offense. The Liddell and Urson dynamic duo. Great coverage by Ford, as well as Ing together.
Simmons over Al.
That was such a great catch.
That
She came out of
was
nowhere.
a ridiculous catch, but we're going to see Liddell now, marked by Ing.
And I think right now they're really struggling in the downfield, and that's because of these intense marks.
That was
Stall is high.
Just want to draw attention as well to that great switch called by Hannah Al for Parker.
What?
She managed. Oh, there's a couple of out calls instantly, but I think we'd love to see that again.
I would love to see that again.
Looks like
there's the
no
speed of chasing that
hesitation
down.
in just recognizing
All right,
that.
Where was she? Great job reading the disc.
Oh, we didn't get to see it, so it's going to be Mercer. Fires up line, finds Ford.
Parker.
One to Parker.
Oh,
The layup grab to tie the game.
Ow! That is her signature. I've been waiting all tournament to see that. Oh, that is her signature. So good to see her pulling that out. I mean, honestly, not good to see it. Parker with a great undercut. She could have made it a little easier for her teammate there. But when you have a receiver like Al who can throw it all out on the line, that is textbook.
Now, I believe that makes us a universe
Oh my
point.
goodness.
I believe that takes us to universe point. I would hope to get some confirmation.
Looking at the tournament director. One more time, the in or out call.
No, that was okay. That was definitely out. It was a great call, a great spirit by WOOF.
If she had launched it into the air before taking that second step, it definitely could have been a greatest attempt. But not the case. Ford launching it one more time to Parker, and Parker seeing Au, putting it into space, and oh, I love that. Hannah Au with the layout. Point.
And so just waiting on some confirmation as to whether or not we're actually beyond our soft cap or whether the game is still technically to 15 at this point.
You know, the Opens final, we saw this exact same situation, just the universe points, and we can hear teams calling out their universe lines right now. Universe lines, you know, not necessarily the best players in the team, but the people who are feeling the most fiery, who are firing right now. You want to put out the line that is syncing together, that is on the same page, and yeah, they're leaving it all out right now. Now is the time. This is the end of the season at 1 point.
The wind picking up for this tempestuous last point.
Zodiac representing the 12 astrological signs, and now putting on a line representing the entire universe for the point, looking to cinch it out. So, of course, as per usual, we have Zodiac. They just scored the last point. This puts them on defense. So not only do they want to score the last point, but of course, the only way to score on defense is by scoring a Callahan. So either they score a Callahan right away, or they need to generate that turnover. They have to grind out on defense, grind through a turnover, keep the intensity up, and then play flawless offense in order to cinch it. Meanwhile, WOOF, they don't have quite the momentum behind them. They haven't been scoring those points, but WOOF has to maintain that offensive possession into the end zone. So at the end of the day, whoever wants it more, I mean, is going to win the game.
Now,
but we will see.
I don't know about you, Kelsey, but I am really looking forward to seeing how this match gets concluded. I mean, we've got WOOF to come out on offense and Zodiac trying to play some really, really aggressive defense. Essential defense if they want to walk away with a silver medal. Only time is going to tell.
Only time will tell.
Mercer sends the pull up, the wind underneath it's going to float a little bit, touching down on our near sideline to be fielded by Leg, marked by Ing.
I'm loving all of these matchups already.
Ursua puts it up, and Nisha Johnson with the intercept. Zing's got it. Everybody looking to push into that deep space. Kisa Valenti on an upline cut, but it's covered by Simmons. Finds Ford instead. Is she just going to let it rip as the wind drops? Mercer with a layout, and it's going to be a strip, but there was contact potentially on that, so we're just going to have a chat about it. Looks like an accepted strip, so Bianca Mercer will retain possession of the disc. That layout, she had it in hand, and when Ursua laid out, there was enough of an impact to pull it away.
Such a great play. This is when you want to see that. But great job cleaning that up, staying under it by Mercer. She's going to hold on to possession, and disc will be coming in at 0. Takes the deep look.
Floating it out to Zing. No! It's going to give the opportunity back to WOOF.
Leg with the disc. And so we're hearing from the sideline, Zodiac is still switching their force. Parker with a relatively flat mark, trying to take away, looks like all the options. Stall is high, disc is released, and it looks like it's going to float out of bounds.
And a stall out was called. So we're just going to see what happens there, whether or not that resolves. That might be a turnover, giving Parker the disc at the point of stall out. It'll be up to those players to have that discussion first.
It sounds like Leg is contesting the stall out. She thinks that she released the disc between 9 and 10. Parker could retract the stall out call. Conversation happening around on the field around just what will happen here. So what they want the call to be.
So it's going to be a retracted call, and it will generate a turnover. So Zodiac are going to take the disc from the sideline.
So a tough place to be with the disc right now. Again, with such a strong cross-field breeze, Mercer, has options to either throw up the sideline or make a strong, a swing to center it against a strong crosswind.
She lets it rip. Is it going to fade back in? It's not. Never comes back in, so it's going to give this back to WOOF.
Option, and she's looking for consistently, and they're bringing it. Yeah, they're bringing it in.
Violation, because the disc was travels pretty significantly. It never came back in.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, I love that look, though. Johnson, she's been on all game. She's been such a formidable receiver in the end zone. And Mercer recognizing that. I really love that look downwind. But unfortunately, again, with the conditions, just making it that much harder to execute it.
Good carry, got the disc.
Nice.
Goes wide to Simmons. Looks for leg, but Valenti shuts that one down, threads it through over Parker. Chip through to Ursula. Mercer shutting down the lane. Nice and aggressive, but it goes back to leg.
Call on the field, it looks like leg is indicating that there was contact on the throw, where she thinks she's showing where she thinks that Parker may have hit her hand when she released the disc. So now it's to the players on the field, up to Parker to determine if she thinks she did, or maybe if it didn't impact the throw. Looks like it's a contested foul.
So if it's a contested foul, Universe Point, it'll still go back to the hands of leg to initiate again.
Leg looking for options. Nice step
nice
up.
And open, but the throw has a little bit too much heat on it. It's going to get the disc back to Zodiac.
And again, a tough place to be picking up the disc as a Zodiac handler, in this case Julia Ford, picking up that responsibility. Ursum, pardon me, is on the mark and really just stopping the around, stopping the insides, but it's tough again, throwing that centering throw.
There's a big shot, but Adams underneath it. It's going to get in the way.
A hungry D noms up the disc cleanly. Ultimate carry, picking up, Ing on the mark.
That's leg, marked by Parker with the inside shot. It goes high.
Oh, nice.
Ford gets in the way. Collier on the mark. Can they stop? Marsha Zine getting a good shot out. It's Eunice Ing, marked by Albert Carey. A laser throw looking for the end zone. A huge layout from Parker, but it's not going to be enough.
No, I can't get there. So it's tough. I feel like we're doing a repeat. The turnovers, the challenges with the conditions, making those connections in this final, and this Universe Points. Altenberg carry with the disc, and the force they're saying is away.
Leg, too much air bounce. Who's there? Zing with a great touch.
I feel like she and Ford are just cleaning up on defense right now.
Some real defensive powerhouses, just being the handlers. I mean, they typically are the first back. They've got a great opportunity to get a good read. Ing, but it's high.
Is it?
Oh, Johnson can't get it.
Ursula cleaning up on her own right. We've got the spray bottle. We've got the washcloths out, and the third defender, the wind on the field, is really supporting these teams.
Kelsey, I think at this rate, I'm probably going to miss my flight back home, but it's worth it to watch a final like this. Ursula to Zing. Zing shuts it down. We're right in the red zone for a Zodiac finish, with the defensive pressure being applied by WOOF has been enough to generate those turns. We really are in the final moments of this match as we're going to see Ford pick up the disc.
Yeah.
An initiation cut, one to each side, faking off Parker.
What?
Ellenberg carry gets in the way.
Yeah. So they're picking up traditionally in the last few turnovers. They've been picking up on the low side. So now it's a bit different, like on the high side. Seeing if that might change the strategy. Adams coming under. Where's her defender? Mercer poaching off deep in case she needed to help clean up from behind. A nice movement. It's a rather deep stack though.
Great bid by Adams. It's not going to be enough. Some defensive pressure from that Zodiac. It's almost a bit of a junky zone.
Yeah.
Maybe a tight match, but allowing a couple of players to kind of peel off a little bit.
And I love these comps by Ford to Tsung as she picks up the disc. There's a lot of focus on mellowing it out, So many turnovers. Let's make safe decisions. Ing as such a safe player with the disc in her hand, forward looking for the strike. Ing looks her off.
The hammer goes up!
An upwind
Mercer
hammer!
can't get it!
It's really
Oh my
right
God,
now.
Father! Oh my God, Father! The wind really picking up now.
High, yeah, it's a tough decision. It's a tough execution. I think Mercer could have reeled it in, but yeah, just a difficult catch. Altenberg carry with the disc, picking up. And if WOOF wants to work it, they have the whole field they need to work with.
Putting up a big shot. Mercer's going to be underneath it.
I don't think that's a bad decision. I don't think that's a bad territorial decision. You know, on Universe Point, you want to maintain possession as much as you can, but just given the number of turnovers, I think Altenberg carry recognizing that, and yeah, just clearing the disc out of the space, making a strong territorial move, because with the wind, they're going to have to pick up from the low side down here, and it's really going to be challenging for them, I think, to create that movement, or at least WOOF is going to make it as challenging as they can. Shout out to all the handlers on the field right now, working to move the disc. Some incredible defensive plays by both teams.
The wind starting to settle maybe a little bit. Forward with the gentle shake of the hand, trying to pull Mercer into the upline space.
Strong no up line, and this is when strategy comes into play, executed so well. Ursua with great positioning consistently. I'm really enjoying this Ursua-Johnson matchup.
And it's leg now with the disc. We see Adams pushing deep, but the disc gets turfed. There's a little bit of heartbreak on the field there, and it's important for these defenders to close the disappointment gap. We've got Collier facing off against Zing. Ing and Valenti both cutting to that open side.
Yeah, a bit congested with some double cuts happening. Players really, I think, working it out, leaving the energy, a great low side, high side throw, and continuation.
Valenti with the wind at her back. It's going to be an overthrow.
And the call is a travel, it looks like.
A travel call wouldn't make a difference as the turnover would stand. As a travel isn't a stoppage, so there'd be no reason to continue in the event of a travel after a turnover like that.
Altenberg carry picking up the disc. Ing on the mark.
Once again, just a reminder, we are already 16 minutes past our soft cap for this final match.
Nice movement.
I
love this.
Is it fading back?
Get it.
No, it's not.
What?
Bianca Mercer with the denial.
As Bianca did touch it down there, it does mean that the disc is going to be coming in down there as well. Oh, I mean, that's also where it floated out of bounds. But yeah, a great decision by Leg. I love that launching the disc downfield. Adams in position, but such a safe defensive play by Mercer, denying that option. Kisa Valenti to pick up the disc on the sideline. Simmons on the mark. And I think this is a wise decision, just showing also the depth of the players on Zodiac. They're cycling out handlers, giving other people an opportunity. My heart goes out to the handlers. It's a thankless job right now with the wind, with the defenders trying to make things happen. Valenti launches it downfield into the hands of
carry.
Yeah.
Pushing wide with a lot of feint.
Nice catch by Ursa.
Aggressive on that high side find.
Oh, nice movement. Good to see these.
Oh, Johnson with a touch for the hand block. She's only got it. Giving it back to Zodiac. Kishav Chandran, you better put a ring on that girl, buddy.
Woo! Zong picking up. Marked by Collier.
Oh, and she's keeping it off the turf. Somebody's going for MVP of the tournament, putsing it up. In with the coverage, it's good. Looking for an upline for Parker with the read underneath. So close to the end zone.
Leg on the mark.
The big hammer
Yeah.
to Kisa Valenti for the
Valenti.
score and the win on Universe Point. Zodiac are your champions for the 2024 New Zealand Ultimate Championships here at Bob Deans Field at Hagley Park in Tautahi, Christchurch. What a fantastic finish. There's nothing really left to say but to let that game speak for itself.
I think so. Wow.
Wow, indeed. So thank you to those of you watching at home. Thank you so much to ULTI.TV for putting on this coverage. If you want to give them a hand and help us bring you the very best in Ultimate here at New Zealand, Australia, and around the world, head on over to patreon.com/ULTI.TV and give us your spare change. I don't know about you folks, but I've got a jet. My name is Blair Munro.
I'm Kelsey Bielik.
Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you for the next one.
Matewa.
ULTI.TV.